My name is Will Archer,
Hey, and I'm Tosha, and you're with My Better Half.
and we are at the end of this series. We're now into episode 15, and we're going to be talking about your family mission statement. It
Okay.
has been a real journey these past several weeks walking with you through the lessons that we've learned over 26 years of being married that we're hoping will be helpful to you, and also just walking you through the journey that we're on right now as we go into our next nest, not our empty nest, but our next nest as we walk through the launching phase of what it means to live our lives without our kids in our home with us. We're really, really excited, though, that we get to talk to you a little bit about forming your own family mission statement.
Okay. All right. Well, before we do that, I want to check in with you.
Yep.
How did the Marriage Minute Challenge go for you? So I'm just going to reiterate a little bit here. We talked about the reoccupation challenge. So
Mhm.
basically, what's going to take up the space of you that your kiddos occupied before? What is it that you two are going to do? What hobby, what
Mhm.
special thing that you guys are going to do? You're supposed to think about that and schedule it. How did that go?
So mine was that I was going to provide Tasha some poetry. I started on providing her some poetry, and I'm going to
It was
continue
so
the
bad.
journey.
Roses are red, violets are blue. That's how it started. But anyway,
I just want to say I started, right? I'm back. I'm trying to get back.
I appreciate the effort, though.
Hey, the
Like,
effort,
you know,
the effort
you're
was
almost
there.
there. You're
Her
almost there.
challenge for herself was getting a massage, which she did not
That was
do.
supposed to be
That's what you said you'd do for you. So she didn't do that.
I
So
didn't
just
do
to
that.
be fair, she's going to work on getting a massage,
Yes.
and I'm going to work on massaging out some more poetry.
Yes, and we're gonna schedule pickleball. Like that was our biggest thing. Okay,
Absolutely.
but we haven't done it yet, so hold us accountable. All right.
Yeah. So let's move on to really talking about your family mission statement. So in the corporate world, you never launch a multi-million dollar venture without a mission statement. Yet, as we launch families, the most complex and valuable ventures on earth, we often do it without a clear direction. If you don't have a mission, you're just a group of people living under the same roof without a mission. With a mission, you can build a dynasty. And
Mm.
our goal for the Archer family, for the house of Archer, is that we're building a dynastic house. So we've really worked on ensuring that we have a clear mission statement, that we know what we are trying to accomplish as a family. And we've been conveying those principles to our kids over many years, and some of it's taken and some of it's still in the process. But our goal is to encourage you to form your own mission statement. So you
Mhm.
can define for yourself in the most valuable, the most sacred, the most complex, and the most essential relationship in your family. What's our family mission?
I love the whole concept of the Archer dynasty
Mhm.
that we're building. I love that. So, as we're figuring that out, one of the things that I thought about is we spent so many years just reacting to all the things that were going on around us and just trying to make it through the week.
Mhm.
And what this does is it helps us to think about not just making it through the week, but actually building something that will last forever. So, let's talk about how do we do that?
Yeah. So, in order for us to do that, I think it's really important that we recognize science. So, we think it's important that you understand that you have to have a mind, body, and soul integration. And
Mhm.
a big part of that is understanding the importance of shared meaning.
Yes.
Now, Gottman's research shows that couples who create a culture of shared meaning are 90%, that's 90% more likely to stay together through major life transitions. A mission statement is the true north that keeps you from getting lost when the kids leave or when careers change. So it's really important that you build your life based on shared meaning. This is why we talked about the essential nature of being equally yoked.
Mm.
A lot of times we say, maybe these are just kind of religious principles that are being passed down based on patriarchal, hierarchical, crazy, traditional views. No, this is just truth. If you
Yeah.
build your life based on shared meaning, you have a 90% stronger chance of staying together. So being equally
Mm.
yoked, really important. Taking the time to talk through what your values are,
Yes.
really important.
Yes.
You do have to
Yes.
understand when you get married, you are marrying two families to
Mhm.
become one, two worldviews to become one. And so moving as intentionally as possible towards shared values is really important. Now, it's also really important to respect differences and the diversity of viewpoints that come from bringing two souls together and becoming
Mm.
one. But it's really important to work intentionally to get to that place where we
Hmm.
can say, these are the things that we have shared values on.
Studies on high performing teams show that value alignment increases resilience by 40%. All right.
Mhm,
So just the fact that you're aligned in your values increases your resilience by 40%.
mhm.
When I think about resilience, I think about something that is absolutely needed in marriages because we go through so much hardship in a marriage.
We do.
Even before kids, you go through hardship. And then with kids, you go through more hardship.
Mhm.
You've got to build a resilience to be able to make it through that. And a big part of that is having shared alignment.
Now, one of the other tools that we've used throughout the 26 years is we've utilized schema therapy. And a
Mm-hmm.
schema therapy strategy, this comes out of I Choose Us with John and Karen Louie, is we talk about moving from coping to the healthy adult mode. And family mission statement is the ultimate healthy adult tool. It moves you
Mm.
out of your childhood triggers into your chosen legacy.
Hmm.
So you're making a decision like, I'm not just going to follow the triggers of the past and constantly being fight, flight, or fright.
Yeah.
I'm going to really intentionally be a grown up here and think about, all right, so I'm building a family. Now, just so you know, when you build a marriage, like this is a contractual relationship,
Mm-hmm.
this is a business relationship, this is a spiritual relationship, this is a health oriented relationship. Everything out of your life flows out of your heart, and your relationship, your marriage is the center of your heart. It's the nucleus of your heart, if you will. Sorry, that was the nucleus. I just
I have no idea what
You
you're
have no
talking
idea
about.
what I'm talking about. All right. So it was a nacho libre.
I believe in
when you
science.
get when
All
you get
right.
to the center of a man, is you find his nucleus. So it's your
I forgot
nucleus.
about that.
You forgot that?
I know. I've seen
I
that
know.
movie at least 20
Just so you
times.
know, Nacho Libre is like a family movie that we've watched like 1,000 times with our kids, and it never gets old.
No.
It's hilarious. But here's what I'm saying: mission statement is important to move from the kind of the coping, the childhood triggers into your chosen legacy.
Okay. All right. Well, statistics, that is such a hard word to say. Stats show that couples who develop a third act vision in their 50s or their 60s, they're less likely to experience the gray divorce. Okay. So what is the gray divorce? The gray divorce is basically you get divorced when you're old, and this is the time when the kids leave the nest and you're starting to relearn each other and figure things out again. This is the time actually when many people get divorced. So the way you avoid that is you gotta think about it like I'm not just finishing parenting, you're starting the most impactful decade of your life, time without the kids. This is the most impactful. The sky's the limit for what the two of you can accomplish at this point.
Absolutely. Now, Tasha, you're the heart of our operations, and you've kept this
If you
family.
say so.
No, legit. Like you are the nucleus.
Okay.
You really are. No, legitimately, you are legitimately the heart of our operations. It's always been that way. Um, and I've been the head, and sometimes I've been a chicken without a head. We've seen it all. And
Yeah.
but you're the heart of our operations. You've kept this family aligned for 26 years. As we look towards expansion, how do we ensure that our mission doesn't become another to-do list? And how do we keep the heart in our strategy? How do we maintain that we really have the heart in our mission statement?
Yeah. Well, I think first of all, we have to pray about our mission, whatever that thing is we decide is the Archer family mission. I think we have to pray about that mission together and separately. It's something that has to be at the forefront of our spiritual life in order for it to stay on, in a straight line, in order for us to go in the right direction and stay there and be focused. So that's what I think. I think prayer is a major part of us actually being focused on our mission.
And that's one of the things I really appreciate about you, Tasha. is you really always go back to God. That's what helps you to keep us at the heart. When you think about our future, this is a crazy question. When you think about like our future grandchildren, what is a spiritual inheritance? We don't have any grandchildren. We're not trying to have any for another decade.
Nope, not in a hurry.
We need money for those. And we need a lot of other things for those. If our kids are watching, wait a decade. What is a spiritual inheritance that you're most focused on writing into our mission statement today? Like, as you think about our grandkids, like, what do we want to write in so that it gets transferred to them?
Yeah. Well, a big part
And
of
I'm
it,
excited about them because I'm really, they're the chance at the do-over. They're the chance at me
They are.
kind of getting some things right that I did not get right on the first net grow.
they are. A big part of it is our relationship and what we model for them.
Okay.
Just the love that we have for each other, the respect that we have for each other,
Okay.
the fact that we're on the same page and
Okay.
fight to be on the same page.
Okay.
I want that for my daughter and her future husband. I want that for my son and his future wife. Like, I want them to be able to have what we have, but better.
Mm-hmm.
And I want their kids to be able to look at them and say, Mom and Dad truly do love each other.
It's just wild to me as we're talking about this. I've not really thought about this, and I'm going to take some more time to think about it. Over the next month, I have some time to reflect a lot. I'm really excited. Not eager like I want it to happen now. Definitely wait a decade. But I'm excited about being a grandparent because I just feel like it's the cycle of life. Like, I want to be able to pass on to another generation the values that were passed on to us and the values that we found in God's word and that we found in healthy practices.
Yeah. So if our marriage was a company, what would our core values be? And what is the one thing you would want people to feel when they walk into the Archer-owned space?
Greater every day, constant improvement, constantly growing to be better.
Yeah.
A real value set on greatness.
Mm-hmm.
Hospitality, it would be central to who we are.
Yeah.
And is central to who we are. So I want people to feel loved, to feel fed, to not just feel fed, but to be fed, to be taken care of, but also where they see boundless, unlimited opportunity. I think, that's a big part of who we are is we've lived and we serve all over the world.
Yeah.
So just this idea that everyone gets to be welcomed and anyone can do anything.
Yeah. And I'd love to see that passed on to our kids too.
Yep.
And their families. I would love that.
I love what it says in Habakkuk 2:2. It says, write the vision and make it plain on tablets. Then you may run. Then he may run who reads it. In order for you to move fast, it needs to be clear. Yes,
it does. Direct your children onto the right path, and when they're older, they will not leave it. That's one of my favorite scriptures because that helps me. That's Proverbs 22:6. That helps me not to worry about where these kids are going because they're going to go through ups and downs, good times, bad times, hard times, easy times. But the truth is they always go back to what they were originally taught, what they were originally shown. That's usually the most prominent direction that they go in.
In Proverbs 13:22, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. We've really embraced 7-generation thinking. So we believe that you need to think 150 years out of where you're going. And the truth is, our great-great-grandchildren may not know our name, but we pray that they carry our values. And they'll know their last name, but they might not know what was the first name. I mean, I know my grandfather, I know my great-grandfather's name, but I don't know beyond that. But I know their values.
Yes.
And I can tell you, David Archer, William Archer, Douglas Archer, and now Will Archer and Mackay Archer, our values for 5 generations is we're hard workers. Our values are we carry with us the agrarian values of hard work and discipline, of giving back and building and giving into the community and service. So I know that for 5 generations. What we're trying to embrace is 7 generations. And my prayer is that 7 generations from now, if God willing, if there's still people on the earth, that the Archer household will be known as those who do just that.
Okay. All right. So it is time for the marriage minute.
Before you go to the marriage minute, I just want to share this one thing. I want you to go there.
Go for it.
I really love the what Stephen Covey says. It says your family mission statement is a constitution of your home, and a family without a mission is like a ship without a rudder. It's destined to smash against the rocks of culture. So I just think it's really important that you recognize, take the time this week to sit down, one sentence, just like a company. What is our family mission statement?
Yeah.
We're going to do just that. We've been talking about it. It's very broad. We have some, we have clear vision, but we want to do this just like we would for a company. Here's our vision. Here's our mission. Here's where we're going.
Okay. Now, our marriage minute is actually going to go along with that.
Yes.
All right. So the marriage minute is to kind of help you figure out what your mission statement is. So here we go. To move from abstract ideas to a written constitution for your family. Okay. So the rule is this. This is a 3-step process. So if you have paper and pen or whatever, if you just want to rewind this later, but you might want to write this down. Okay. So you must complete this week, these 3 little steps, okay? No distractions, no kids, just the 2 of you and a notepad. So step 1, the 3 words exercise, okay? Individually write down the 3 words you want your children to use to describe your marriage in 20 years, okay? Adventurous, secure, faithful, whatever it is, and compare them and find your overlap, all right? So that's a great conversation between you and your spouse. Step 2, the stop, start, continue, audit. Okay. So what is one habit we need to stop?
Put down your phone.
One we need to start. Okay. And one that we must continue. All right. So ours is the 6-second kiss. That's what we got. Favorite thing. We got to continue that. All right. Now step 3, the we are declaration. Okay. Write one sentence that starts with the blank family exist to, example, build an infrastructure for the next generation of leaders through faith and innovation. Okay. So yours is ... Okay. The blank family exists to ... Okay. Write your mission statement as a family. Okay.
So before you go, I just want to make sure I revisit this. So step 1 is a 3-word exercise. So 3 words, you both write 3 words, and then you see where there's the overlap.
Yes.
Step 2 is a stop, start, continue audit, where you're like, here's what we're going to stop. Here's what we're going to start. Here's what we're going to continue. Number 3 is the we are declaration. You're going to take the time to say, this is who we are. At the end of the week, you're going to come out with one sentence that you both agree on, that this is our mission. You're not discussing this with the kids. You're agreeing on it. And then you're going to bring that to your kids to say, hey guys, this is our vision for our family. Okay. And then you can bring the rest of the company along. But you're both the co-CEOs, right?
Yes.
So as co-CEOs, you've got to establish the mission for the company. So I'm really excited that we get to do this. I just want to say it has been such an exciting journey to walk through this with you, walk through this with ourselves.
Thank you for being here with us.
Oh man,
it's been amazing.
We're excited.
Yes.
Now we're going to end out this series, and next week we're going to jump into a
whole new series,
dynamic series, as we go even deeper to ensure that you're building your relationship so that you can be.
Well, you'll look at your spouse and say, you're my better half.
You'll be my better
half. All right? Yes.
That's what we're looking for. All right. We'll catch you guys on the other side.